The iconic duo, Jim Jones and Cameron, once the kings of Harlem's streets and stages, have been caught in a violent, explosive fight that's leaving fans shook and questioning everything they thought they knew about brotherhood, loyalty, and trust in the hip-hop game. This wasn't just a petty disagreement or some online beef. This was a full-on, raw, physical showdown witnessed by stunned onlookers, fueled by years of bottled-up rage and betrayal. And now everyone's asking the same burning question. What could possibly tear apart two brothers who came up from nothing side by side? But hold on, this is just the opening chapter. Insiders close to the scene say this feud was years in the making. Jealousy, bruised egos, and a deep, hidden betrayal lurking beneath the surface. The tension finally blew up at a high-profile industry event where tempers were already on edge. What happened next? Leaked footage blew up the internet, splitting fans who once worshipped their friendship. Hashtags like Nach Ditsad Divided and Ich Eat You Jim Stem started trending hard, and the drama only escalates from here. One insider spilled that this fight wasn't about money. It was deeply personal. What Cameron said to Jim that night. Words you don't come back from. What was once a friendship standing tall as a Harlem pride symbol, shattered under layers of anger, secrets, and unforgivable words. Allegations are flying, private convos leaked, family members got involved, and heavy hitters like Fat Joe and Remy Ma are weighing in. The stage? A lavish, dimly lit VIP lounge in downtown Manhattan where the elite roll, and legends like Jim Jones and Cameron are treated like royalty. Velvet ropes sectioning off the space, champagne flowing freely, the music pulsing with Harlem's signature swagger. So, what really went down between these two? What lit the fuse? Is this the final chapter for a brotherhood that defined an era? Or is redemption still possible? Grab your popcorn, because this story has every angle. At first, the scene looked calm. Jim Jones showed up dripping in designer fur, diamond chains sparkling under club lights. Minutes later, Cameron slid in, sharp in his signature pink flares, eyes scanning the room like a general surveying the battlefield. Something was off immediately. A woman at the bar, clutching her phone like it was pure gold, whispered to her friend, "Yo, why they ain't even acknowledging each other? Didn't they grow up together? What's really going on?" The question hung heavy in the air, thick, like smoke. Then a mutual friend, unaware of the brewing storm, tried to smooth things over. "Yo, Cam, come here. Jim got a big announcement. Y'all need to talk." Smiling, trying to keep peace, but as Cameron approached it was clear. This was no reunion. Jim didn't stand, didn't smile. He just stared coldly, mocking how people only want to talk when the cameras are rolling. Jim's voice cut through the music like a razor. "I see you still bitter." Cameron folded his arms, fired back. "Oh, he playing the victim? Ain't nothing changed." Witnesses say Jim jumped up so fast his chair crashed to the floor, security rushing in. But it was already too late. Jim yelled, "You a snake! You a snake!" then shoved Cameron hard, sending glasses crashing, tables smashing, ripping off Cam's chain and tearing his shirt collar. Two legendary brothers, once tight as family, betrayed by the game, now locked in a full-blown brawl that had everyone gasping. The fight was replayed millions of times within hours. The video leaked. Almost instantly. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Is this real? No way. This has to be staged. What happened to that Dipset loyalty? This wasn't clout chasing. This wasn't some promo stunt. This was raw, personal. What the public didn't realize yet was that this wasn't just about bruised egos or pride. The explosion came from a deep betrayal, buried in their shared history. A wound that never healed, now ripped wide open. The cracks had been showing for years, ever since the Dipset empire began crumbling under internal chaos in the early 2000s. Sources say Jim discovered Cam had been cutting secret deals, exclusive sponsorships, club appearances, music licensing, without telling anyone else. "Cam was eating off the name we built together," said a close associate, "and he didn't even throw crumbs." Jim felt stabbed in the back, disrespected. Meanwhile, Cam was quietly building his solo brand, stepping out from Jim's shadow, despite being one of Dipset's original architects. Jim kept it bottled up until that explosive night at the club. When Cam walked away with a bruised cheek and torn shirt, Jim was escorted out the back, his voice echoing down the alley. The chaos erupted immediately as news outlets pounced on the story. Every gossip blog, from TMZ to Shade Room to World Star, tried to downplay it as just a misunderstanding between two longtime friends. But Jim wasn't having it. "I tried to keep it real for years," Jim said. "But when you threw dirt on my name, I stayed quiet. Watched you twist lies and steal from the people who built this. But last night, you crossed the line." Fans flooded the comment sections asking if this was the end of Dipset. Jim and Cam owed the public an explanation. But Cameron ever calculated, dropped only a cryptic post, a black screen with white letters, "Snakes get mad." As the internet exploded and sides were taken, rumors started swirling. One insider claimed Cam was secretly negotiating with Netflix for a Dipset docuseries, without Jim's knowledge. Another said Cam had recorded a diss track months ago, preparing for a fallout. But the biggest bombshell was still coming. A former Dipset tour manager blew the lid off the drama, revealing Cam was behind Jim, missing out on a 7-figure clothing deal. As the world was still obsessing over the fight, zooming in on every frame, replaying every second, something else surfaced, a leaked phone call. An audio clip, allegedly recorded by a Dipset affiliate, caught Cam mocking Jim's hustle, calling him emotional and saying he only acts tough when cameras are rolling. That was the final straw. Comment sections erupted with rage and heartbreak. This wasn't just a breakup, it cut deeper than anything fans had seen. As the sun set on that chaotic day, it was clear this wasn't just a fight, it was the end of an era. But what really happened in those early years to cause this explosion? Who else knew? And are more secrets about to come out? An anonymous industry source told a top hip-hop blogger the real drama was just beginning. What unfolded in the next 48 hours flipped the entire story on its head. Darker truths started emerging, making fans question if their favorite Harlem duo had been living a lie all along. Photos of dozens of private text and DM conversations between Jim and a former Dipset business associate began flooding social media. In the messages, Jim poured his heart out about feeling shut out of business deals and used by Cam for clout. This wasn't just about physical fights, bruised egos, or money anymore. This was betrayal, manipulation, and deep personal wounds. These weren't angry rants. They were confessions from a man who felt utterly betrayed by the brother he once trusted most. As these screenshots went viral, the internet turned into a battleground. Team Jim, Ichu, Team Cam, and Shiu, Dipset, downfall exploded everywhere. Fans started digging through old interviews, piecing together clues that painted a much darker picture than anyone expected. Fans rewatched the footage over and over, dissecting moments from past concerts where Jim looked visibly uncomfortable, almost like he was ready to quit music altogether because of how deeply the betrayal cut. "I was about to leave the game," Jim confessed. "That man broke my spirit, but I stayed silent for the culture." For years, Jim gave dry, guarded responses about Cam, most notably that awkward 2017 Hot 97 interview where Jim broke down in tears talking about loyalty. Back then, fans chalked it up to nostalgia, but now everyone was wondering if Jim had already felt the sting of betrayal long before the fight, if this feud had been simmering in plain sight all along. Meanwhile, Cameron stayed silent. His silence, louder than any statement for a man famous for bold words and sharp comebacks. Fans refreshed his social media feeds every hour, desperate for a reaction. Nothing. Until a clip leaked, one Cam probably never wanted the world to see. The video, shot weeks before the brawl, showed Cam in a private studio session with close friends, calm, sipping a dark drink, laughing, and then dropping words that shook the culture. "Let's be real, Jimmy ain't built for this anymore," he said. "He's stuck in the past. I moved on. Ain't no Dipset reunion coming. He just don't know it yet." Aside from a prayer emoji and a cryptic post, Dan Dacus posted some actual statistics to watch. Cam said little else as the world reacted, but Jim was unraveling. He went live again, not with a rant this time, but with raw, emotional honesty. Sitting in what looked like his home studio, hood drawn low, Jim spoke straight to the camera. "The worst part, I ain't even mad he swung on me. I gave that man years of loyalty. I watched folks clone me, say I was just his shadow. Didn't care because I believed in brotherhood. But this proves everything people said was true." By the end of the stream, tears streaming down, Jim said, "I don't need your apology. I just needed you to never lie to me." Fans were stunned. This wasn't just a beef, it was a complete collapse. What hurts the most is that we fought. While Jim grieved, Cameron plotted a different kind of comeback. At midnight, Cam dropped a surprise freestyle on YouTube called Still Harlem. In under 2 minutes, he set the internet on fire with bars like, "We built castles, you brought termites. You mad? I took flight. Now you biting in spite of brother's turn, Judas." As fame started fading, Cam's social media showed cracks too. Tears, raw posts about loyalty not being tears, but actions. Jim's longtime partner, Chrissy, known for her no-nonsense attitude, jumped into the mix with an Instagram caption. That deepened the mystery. "Loyalty is rare. Watch who you bleed with." Speculation exploded. Did Chrissy know about the betrayal all along? Did she warn Jim? Or was she the one who pushed him to confront Cam that night? Fans cracked the lips and pieced together clues. Although her voice was barely audible in one video, lip readers swear Chrissy said, "You should have told him the truth, Cam. He ain't stupid. He knows now." That clip, shot from across the club before the fight, shows Chrissy discovering Cam's secret business dealings and forcing Jim to face the man he once called brother. She was at the heart of it all. Just when fans thought the drama peaked, a bombshell interview dropped. A former Love and Hip Hop producer revealed that Cam was offered a key role to co-star with Jim in the show's early seasons, but he declined, allegedly, telling producers, "I ain't sharing screen time with the dude riding my coattails." Ego, it seemed, played a bigger role than anyone imagined. The backlash was swift. Fans had assumed Cam avoided the show for privacy, but now jealousy and bitterness were exposed. The most emotional moment came from an unexpected source. Jules Santana, the third pillar of Dipset, who had stayed silent throughout the feud, finally broke down in an Instagram Live. "This breaks my heart," Jules said, voice cracking. "We were more than music. We were family. Seeing y'all go at it like this, it tears me apart. But real talk? I saw it coming. We ignored the signs. Let ego eat away at the foundation. This wasn't loyalty. This was envy disguised as silence." With a single tear falling, Jules ended his stream, but maybe he was right. The damage was done. As both sides dug in, rumors started swirling that could change everything. According to legal documents obtained by insiders, Cam was considering taking legal action against the viral claim that he sabotaged Jim's business deal. His lawyers insisted they could prove the accusations false, but causing irreparable harm to his brand and leaving the streets in shock. One question loomed larger than ever. Was there ever truly a brotherhood? Or did loyalty crack under the weight of fame, money, and pride? And if so, what other secrets still hide behind the curtain? According to a Harlem insider, there's more. Footage, never meant to be seen, that reveals the real reason Jim Jones lost trust in Cam. This goes beyond rap. Now, with Cam taking it to court, the legacy of Dipset is unraveling before the world. Fans are picking sides like never before. Those words weren't just drama. They were a warning, an ominous prelude to something huge. What was about to happen had the power not only to ruin Cameron's legacy but to expose the entire facade Dipset had built over nearly 20 years. The glossy image of brotherhood, loyalty, and Harlem pride was already cracking. Now it was about to shatter. Behind the scenes, Jim Jones mobilized his legal team, publicists, and digital strategists like a general preparing for battle. Leading the charge, a mysterious folder known only as the Betrayal File. Its contents, unknown, but rumors say it's packed with emails, voicemails, signed contracts, video clips, and documents showing Cam as not only disloyal but dangerous to anyone who got too close. Several former Dipset associates reportedly contributed, confirming years of deceit, missed opportunities, and emotional manipulation. Jim didn't wait for the courts. He dropped a shocking clip from the Betrayal File in a surprise YouTube premiere titled The Truth About Cameron, Part 1. 5 minutes after going live, it hit 500,000 views. In the video, Cam talks to a former manager, unaware he's being filmed. His voice, arrogant and cold. "I let him believe he made moves, but I pulled all the strings. When he got too big, I clipped his wings. I wasn't risking my shine for anyone." The internet went silent. This wasn't a beef anymore. It was betrayal. Even. Cam's most loyal supporters struggled to defend him that night. Jim went live again, this time from Harlem, the exact block where Dipset shot their iconic Oh Boy video. Fans swarmed online as his team reportedly scrambled to do damage control, but the fire was already blazing. Cam's arrogance and manipulation, captured in his own words, left no room for spin. Still, Cam's Instagram stayed silent. No posts. No stories. Rumors spread that he was hiding out in a private Florida villa, refusing to talk. Jim stood under streetlights, hood pulled low, voice steady but burning with pain. "This isn't about me anymore. It's about the truth. How many people were taken advantage of for their loyalty, and how many brothers stayed silent while he profited." "He called me weak," Jim said, and said, "I'm not the smartest, but strong is taking the high road even when they spit on you." Looking dead into the camera, Jim fired, "Cam, if you're watching," the hashtags, Truge Slake, Betrayal File, Dipset Destroyed, and Cam Exposed trended worldwide. Even mainstream media outside hip-hop picked up the story. Headlines like "From Harlem to Heartbreak," "Cam's Ultimate Betrayal," ran across screens. But the drama wasn't over. Out of the shadows stepped Chrissy Lehman. After days of silence, Chrissy posted a no-nonsense Instagram video, speaking directly to fans in a quiet, plain room. No music, no filters. "Many people have been bringing up my name, so let me clarify. This isn't about me. Yes, I knew for a long time Cam was playing both sides. I told Jim." Her eyes welled up. But Jimmy loved Cam like a brother. Sometimes love blinds you. "I stood by him as he cried, questioning his own worth. Now that the truth is out, I hope everyone sees who the real villain is." Fans were stunned. Chrissy had known all along and stayed silent out of love. Cam's camp pushed back. One close associate deleted a tweet that said, "Don't play holy now. No victims here. Everyone has skeletons." Then Mona Scott Young, the queen of reality TV and love and hip-hop creator, spoke to The Breakfast Club. "I saw the cracks years ago, but never imagined it'd go this far behind the scenes. The damage is done." Just when everyone thought it couldn't get more intense, Charlemagne Tha God dropped a bombshell. Cam once told a producer, "If Jim drowns, don't save him. That's how he learns." There were also tense off-camera fights between Jim and Cam that producers had to edit around. The room fell silent. Charlemagne looked stunned. DJ Envy blinked in disbelief. Mona explained, This betrayal wasn't just emotional. It was psychological, harsh. The streets buzzed harder than ever. Fans dissected every leaked message, every hidden email. The narrative shifted from brotherhood fractured to a full-blown power struggle, with Cam's camp caught trying to rewrite history, while Jim's team seemed ready to bring the receipts. In response, Cam's lawyer issued a brief statement denying any intentional harm, claiming the leaked materials were taken out of context and that the legal battle was far from over. But the damage was done. Sponsors distanced themselves. Industry insiders whispered about the fall of a Harlem titan. Meanwhile, Jim capitalized on the momentum. His latest single, Phoenix Rise, dropped with a music video filmed in the very block where Dipset rose, symbolizing rebirth from ashes. The track hit top charts, resonating with a fan base hungry for raw honesty and resilience. As the court date neared, anticipation skyrocketed. Would this legal battle finally settle the question everyone wanted to know? Can loyalty survive fame, ego, and betrayal? Or is this just the beginning of the end for Dipset's legacy? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain: Harlem streets will never forget this saga, and neither will the culture. Lyrics and lines from their iconic tracks, the emotion was palpable, raw, and real. He closed his set with Loyalty Over Legacy, a haunting anthem that echoed the pain of fractured brotherhood but also the hope of healing. The night wasn't just a concert. It was a collective catharsis. Fans wept, cheered, and reminisced about a time when Dipset meant unity and ambition, not betrayal and bitterness. As the final act exited the stage, Jim took a last look at the crowd and said quietly, "This is Harlem's story, and we write the next chapter together." Though Cameron was absent, his shadow lingered, a reminder of what once was and what might never be again. The tribute became more than music. It was a poignant memorial to friendship, loss, and the cost of fame. And somewhere deep down, everyone hoped it was also a chance for peace. As the echoes of loyalty fade into silence, the story of Jim Jones and Cameron serves as a stark reminder. In a world fueled by fame and fortune, the deepest wounds often come from those closest to us. Their legacy, once a beacon of brotherhood and Harlem pride, now stands as a cautionary tale of ego, betrayal, and the price of silence. But in every ending, there is a question. Is there still room for forgiveness? Can broken bonds ever be mended? Or is this truly the final chapter of Dipset's legacy? Now, we want to hear from you. What was the most shocking moment in this saga? Who do you believe carries the weight of blame? And ultimately, what does loyalty mean to you in today's world? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in the wildest celebrity dramas unfolding today.